born a champion, but deliberately lined up on Radio Cardiff today, as we have a champion in our midst. It's a great honour to have Jet Black, I believe, is the Welsh chess champion. Is that right, Jet?
Soon to be Welsh chess champion.
Well, thank you very much for coming in. I mean, it must be a very busy man. I'm sure you spend a lot of your days in darkened rooms moving around little bits of porcelain. So for you to actually get out of the house on a day like this must be quite nice for you.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, I don't spend that much time out of the house, as you say.
Do you develop like a snooker player gets a sort of an indoor tan, I suppose, from all the chess playing?
That's right. Yeah, as you can see, I'm quite pale.
Yes, so, yes.
I don't see much daylight.
I guess you walk up to people walk up to you in the street and say that you must be a chess player with arms like that.
That's right. Yeah, they do. Certainly do, and the sort of blackish tint coming off the pieces on my fingers gives it away.
What makes you such a good chess player then? What makes you better than the rest?
I'm not sure really. I've just been playing since as long as I can remember. My grandpa started teaching me when I was about 4, and since then I've found nothing else that I enjoyed doing. So I spent most of my days since that age like teaching myself chess.
And would you describe yourself as some sort of chess obsessive?
I think I would, yeah. There's nothing else that I know how to do, nothing else I enjoy doing, so yeah, chess obsessive pretty much sums it up.
Well, I mean, as you probably know, I mean, chess originated in India around about the 6th century AD, when it was, at that time, as I'm sure you're familiar, known as Chaturanga.
That's right,
But
yeah.
Since then, it's really grown in popularity. I mean, what's this popularity of chess all about?
I don't know, I think it's because it's a very intellectual sport, and I must stress that it is a sport, because a lot of people don't see it that way, but when you're really deep into a chess game, you're so invested in it mentally that you end up breaking the sweat, so it is a sport. And as I say, it's very intellectual, and I think that's what most people like about it.
I'm also hearing, as you probably know, there was a famous chess match against Kasparov where he took on a computer. I mean, and the level of intelligence that goes into this game. I mean, it's a thing of legend. Is it the most intelligent pursuit known to man? Perhaps playing chess at the highest level. Would you say?
Well, I believe it is. Yeah, I really believe it is. They're talking about bringing a Nobel Prize into about chess, a chess Nobel Prize, which I'll be looking to achieve in the long run.
Well, of course, you've had Fischer and Kasparov, the two spring to mind as chess legends, but I can't remember Jones, the world chess champion. I don't think there's been one, has there? Has there been one from Wales at all? Or?
Not in recent history, no. But there soon will be.
Kasparov actually played against 5 computers, and I can give you can I remind you of the results? Do you know the results off the top of your head at all?
Pretty much. You can remind me of it for the viewers, listeners.
It was a bit of a mixed bag, really. He managed to draw with 2 computers. He won one, although, of course, as you remember, that was Deep Blue in 1997, which was quite controversial. But he lost on 2 occasions. Deep Blue and Deep Thoughts also turned him over. I mean, have you had much experience yourself playing against computers, and what's your kind of record?
Not in the same way that Kasparov did.
You can't be confused with Fischer with Kasparov, surely.
I'm sorry, they're 2 standout chess players, so they're always right at the front of my mind. I always get confused, but not computers like they played against. Been on online chess rooms and played against people like that, but at the end of the day, that is other people playing online.
Yes.
But I have tried the odd one on chess on the old Microsoft chess simulator, and I've managed to ace that. So it shouldn't be too difficult to catch up with those 2.
Well, David Kernahan is a renowned, I think, Lancashire League's chess champion.
Yeah, I played quite a lot when I was in high school.
There's a particular manoeuvre you wanted to ask about, David, didn't you?
Yeah, well, there was one game where I came runner-up in, I think it was Lancashire or some sort of Northern League. Yeah, and I got defeated by a move called your Queen's Sacrifice.
Okay.
Yeah, so could you explain it for the audience what it is? Or?
Well, I don't really give the moves that sort of names. I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't read the books. I worked it out myself, and I just ended up calling them Jet Black 1, Jet Black 2, Jet Black 3, 4, and so on.
Could you advise me through, if I'm playing you in a match now, I'm taking on Jet Black, obviously yes. I would be, shaking. I'd probably be barely able to hold the prawns, but I'd be shaking away there. Could you give me, what's your opening gambit, your classic opening move that you'd recommend?
Well, I wouldn't like to give that away. It tends to change every match because I like to keep it fresh. I don't want to be predictable to my opponent. But the one that's brought me this far, or in the amateur leagues at least, I'd move forward my second pawn from the right, and then that would release my bishop, and then the bishop is the one that can really do some early damage.
Could you give that to me alphanumerically? Were you able to do that?
Yes.
Like James Bond always does in his movies?
Yeah, I could. That is the F2 pawn. F7 pawn. Sorry, my mistake.
F7 pawn. Can you just bear with me a second? Yeah, F7 pawn, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. And is that a manoeuvre you've used to great devastating effect in your rise to the top?
In my earlier days, my amateur days, I did, yeah.
Okay. What's the chances, do you think, of becoming this world champion? How difficult is it to do that?
Well, first of all, I need to start off with the Welsh Championship, and I think that's going to be a tough ask in itself. There's a lot of young chess talent in South Wales, but I think I have what it takes to compete at the highest level.
Do you remember the first woman chess grandmaster from India?
No.
Vijaya Lakshmi.
Woman grandmaster.
Yeah, she was recently quoted in the I think it was the Observer a few weeks back, talking about the heavy drinking culture that goes on behind the scenes in the chess sort of competitive zone. Are you familiar with that? Is that something you've come across yourself?
Well, I have. I'm a bit of a fiend for the drink, but I've been warned off it because I need to keep my mind on the game. So I've stayed away from all that, a complete detox.
Oh, well done.
The last few weeks.
Yeah, because I know that I think it was Kasparov at some point was taking high energy drinks, and he found that it did affect his ability to move around the board in a methodical method. So I hope that's working for you. Do you have a tip for any maybe up and coming young chess players, grandmasters of the future?
Like me?
Like you, yeah. Well, just stick at it. Really, you practice all day, every day. If you've got any other hobbies, just give them up, because chess is the most rewarding, and you need to spend all your time mastering the art. That's my advice to any up-and-coming chess stars.
We've got a question here from your agent, Lloyd.
Yes,
Can you please? Would you like to thank him on air now for the work he's done for you?
Yeah, thanks.
That's good. Now, your next match, which is going to be apparently taking place at the Atrium, which is a very prestigious event for the Atrium in Cardiff. Tell me about the match. Who's your opponent and how are you preparing for it?
Well, I'll be playing against a chess player called Stephen White. Stephen White, yeah.
Hang on, Jet Black versus Stephen White.
I know, it's ironic.
Wow, the Echo get hold of this.
What colour are you picking on your board?
I suspect
black and white.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of preparation, really, a lot of fitness, along with, of course, just chess training. I've been doing a lot of long-distance running, down the gym, everything like that to get me fit, because it does take it out of you when you've got so much pressure on you to win.
So, is there any kind of kidology going on? Is there any sort of, would you be psyching him out somehow? Do you use any sort of mind games, to put him in the wrong zone?
Not as such, no. I just like to stick to the game in itself, moving the pieces. I just keep my eyes firmly trained on my pieces and his. I don't believe in all those mind games. That's for other people to do, really.
Well, I hope you don't need it. But the Black v White match at the Atrium is going to be, I think, probably quite a belter from what I can sense.
Certainly hope so. Yeah.
I've got a question which has just come in now from a lad called Wayno from Grangetown, and he wants to know, starting at the left corner of a standard chessboard, you may want to think about this. Is it possible? This is something I'm sure you've thought about before, for a rook to move across every square exactly once before ending at the lower right-hand corner of the board? And if so, how?
It's not something I've personally tried myself. Like, the rooks is a fairly it certainly can inflict a lot of damage when you're playing chess, but it's not something I like to employ most of the time. I stick to my bishops, my queens, even the pawns can do a lot of damage, so I'm sure it can be done. But it's nothing I've really looked into.
There is an answer. It goes on a bit, but I'll just remind you of the final three, which is obviously the key kind of pivotal parts of the manoeuvre, which is, this will be familiar to you, RG1 to G8, RG8, H8, RH8, H1. And of course, that gets you home and brings home the bacon every time. Well, Jet Black, thanks very much for coming in today. Good luck with the event. What is the date for the final, please?
The date is, we haven't quite been given it yet, but it's in the week of the 21st.
It's a secret world in chess, isn't it?
It is a secret world, and because the matches can take so long, they can take weeks, sometimes even months, years in some rare cases.
Yeah.
they've given it sort of loose start date, but it will be sometime in the week of the 21st in the atrium, the theatre in the atrium University.
Okay, and will the public be told about it, or will we just kind of...
Yeah, well, you can follow me
Can we cheer you on? Or?
Yeah, certainly can. You can follow me on Twitter at JetBlackChess. On Facebook, I'm just there as Jet Black, and Jet Black TV on YouTube. So there'll be updates on all of those networking sites for the public to check out and come along and watch me. Well, Jet Black, potential world chess champion, thanks very much for joining us at Radio Cardiff today, and good luck to you. Thank you.